Terra Nova Pinball by Xietanu is a pinball game for Pico 8. Welcome to Pico Playtime, the video series where I play through some cool Pico 8 games to show to you lovely people. Today's game is called Terra Nova Pinball by Xietanu. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it's a pinball game, as you may have figured out by my slightly sarcastic intro. Yes, this may be Pico 8's first pinball game. Why has it taken us so long to make a pinball game for Pico 8? I don't know. Maybe it's the physics. Is the physics difficult in pinball? I'm not sure. Anyway, this is a pinball game. We've got all the things you'd expect from a pinball game. I'll get to that in a little bit. First, I want to talk about the title screen. Yes, you can mark off on your Pico Playtime bingo cards. He talks about the title screen. This is a really good title screen, and it's got a lot of that stuff that you put on your shoes to make them shiny. Polish, okay? The reason I wanted to talk about this is because for Pico Playtime, I usually try and pick, if I can, polished Pico 8 games that give you that good feeling of the game being well made. And this is a really nice title screen. These are the little details which are important. The little details that you might think, I don't need to put that in my game. But if it's not there, people will realise, people will notice. Subconsciously they'll notice and they'll think less of your game as a result. So, for example, look, when we select something on the title screen, not only is there a colour change, not only is there a highlight, but there is an arrow to point to it as well. That means it's colourblind friendly. And also it means that we don't have that annoying situation where you have a colour changing menu selection thing, and if there's only two options on the menu, you can't tell which one is selected. That's really annoying. Anyway, this game doesn't do that. Let's have a look at the high score table. Look, we've got a high score table. Did you notice that little transition between the main screen and the high score screen? You probably didn't, but look, it's there. There's a transition. These little transitions, these little touches are what makes the games feel polished and feel like a proper game made by a real developer. Anyway, this is the high score screen. Here's another nice touch. Look, to reset the scores, because you don't want to reset your scores by accident, and you could accidentally, press a button once, maybe even twice, maybe even 3 times by accident and panic, and then you'd lose your high scores. This, you have to hold it for like a few seconds, otherwise it won't reset it. So you don't ever reset it by accident. What a good idea. Oh, the transitions. And look, even the title screen, animates, it slides into position just slightly, just enough to just give you that little I don't know, buzz of Polish excitement. It gives me a buzz of excitement. Anyway, you can also change the controls. Look down here. I love it when you can change controls, because Pico 8 doesn't have a lot of controls, and a lot of Pico 8 games don't even use all the controls. So it's nice when you can just change it, especially if you're playing on mobile devices and things where, like, the D-pad controls on the touch screen won't be so good, but the buttons are fine, so you can probably play the game a lot easier that way. And you could even have a mixture like that, you see. Just a nice little touch. Anyway, this is a pinball game. Now, if you know anything about pinball games, then you obviously know more than me. I used to play a lot of pinball games in the DOS shareware days. My favourite one was Psycho Pinball. I think that's by Codemasters, maybe. That was a really cool pinball game. Anyway, it's nice to play a pinball game finally on Pico 8. Why is there no other pinball games on Pico 8? Anyway, if you look up the Pico 8 post about this game, there's an explanation of the layout of the table so you can actually play the game effectively. It tells you how to kind of do things in the game. I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just going to show you it, okay? You can read this at your leisure. Pinball games, when it comes to pinball games, you know what old Jack Burton says at times like these? It's all in the reflexes, and my reflexes are appalling. So you can see how good I'm going to be at this game. Anyway, as you can see, there are various parts of the table that we need to kind of light up to activate various scoring opportunities. we need to not let the balls fall down like that, otherwise we won't be scoring many points. This game, surprisingly, I might say, surprisingly lacks a kind of tilt function. A lot of pinball games have tilt functions in where you kind of like, it's sort of like if you were tilting the table on a real pinball machine. Usually you were allowed to tilt a certain amount to kind of nudge the ball around, but then it will kind of lock you out after a while. To be honest, it's not a feature I enjoy all that much on pinball games, so I don't miss it, but I don't know, you might. Anyway, I think it's fine without. So we've got a really nice table, and look at all the little animations and things. On the bumpers, we've got little animations, little things just to tell us what's happening. And the ball, because of Pico 8's low resolution, the ball could be very easy to miss, couldn't it? Because it's very small. So what Xietanu has done, rather cleverly, rather intelligently. Oh, game over, man. Game over, man. What he's done is put a little trail on the ball. Like I say, polish. It's all there, and it's just in the back of your mind, constantly reminding you how good this game is. Yeah, the trail on the ball makes it so much easier to follow where it is on the screen, and it looks really cool as well. I want to play it again because I want to try and score more points. I didn't even get on the high score screen there. That's pathetic. Let's see if we can do... That was pathetic. Let's see if we can do a little bit better. You're supposed to like aim and stuff with pinball machines. You're supposed to use your reflexes, and I have none of those things. We definitely don't want our pinball to go down the bottom there. Look at the animations on the bumpers. How nice is that? We want to kind of get in this top area, because if we can light up all those little yellow crosses, if I can light all them up, I'm sure I'll get loads and loads of points. You can see there's an orbit sign there. I've lighted up the O somehow. Not entirely sure how I did that. It's very nice that it lets you have a free ball back if it just goes straight down the tube. That's a nice little touch for us pinball novices. Look at the colour changes as well. Oh, we're doing well. We've nearly got all the things lit up there. Oops. No, that was a ball missing there. I think I might actually get on the high score screen now. Oh, the sound effects as well. There's little sound effects. I mean, pinball machines probably deserve a lot more respect, because these are like the precursors to computer games, aren't they? You know? All the kind of, all the scoring, all the little systems on the machines. You know, half the companies that make computer games, like Sega and such, they all started off making pinball machines, don't they? So we should show some respect to our elders, to the dinosaurs of the computer game world. Oh dear, game over again. I got a high score though. Let's go to the menu, let's see if it lets me enter a high score. How does a high score work? Oh, how do you put your name in? Does it not take? Oh, it doesn't take names, it just takes high scores. Curious. So there you go. Just a short video today. I wanted to show you the pinball game. Ninth. That's pathetic. Anyway, Terra Nova Pinball. There you go. That's another thing you can mark off on your bingo card. Me saying anyway to get back on track. Anyway, if you want to play Terra Nova Pinball, you can play it over on itch. You can look on the Pico 8 forum for it. I'll post all the links in the description as usual. Check out the post on the Pico 8 forum, because it goes into a lot of detail about how the table works. I think if you actually want to score more points than I've managed to score, you might actually want to read that to find out what you're supposed to do on the table. And it's also nicely presented, and there's lovely little gifs. It's great. Just check it out so you know how to play the game. I didn't bother doing that. You should. And yeah, this has been updated twice since release, so don't be surprised if you get to play this game and there are some bug fixes. I'm playing version 1.2, I believe. So yeah. And go and check out the developer, Xietanu. Go and follow him over on Twitter, over on the Bird site, for more Pico 8 goodness. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. I'm not going to sing you out with The Who Pinball Wizard, because I don't know it, and I'm not going to sing on the channel, I'm afraid. So you're just going to have to imagine that playing in the background. I can't think of any more Jack Burton quotes either. Jack Burton would probably like pinball machines, because it seems like the sort of thing he'd enjoy. Anyway, that's enough of me yabbering on. Go and check out this game. Go and check out the developer. thank you for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.